Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living, and of course, trash. Here we are again. Can you believe it? Yet another meeting of the Trash Appreciation Society, aka an update on my 2024 Project Pan Challenge. This is all part of a much wider, much further reaching plan that I like to call my Big Makeup Use Up, that I started in 2020 and still have not finished, as a way of using up the ridiculous cosmetics collection that I had amassed instead of just hoarding it. Why did I buy so much stuff? We could break down the whole psychology of that on a different day, but for today, we're just gonna do a Project Pan update. I tried something new with my hair today. It's giving frizz. Like, if you're gonna look like a haggard old crone who lives in the woods, I feel like this is the time, because Halloween is almost upon us. Also, one more thing before we jump into these numbers. I'm back. I disappeared for a couple of weeks. I went to Vegas and LA, and my plan had been to have content pre-recorded and ready to go, but my time management skills are not the best, and so I didn't do that. But I am back. I've got so much content ready to go in the next couple of weeks, so that's why you're seeing this on a Tuesday. I just want to fit everything in. Okay, let's pull up my spreadsheet. As always, if you want to get a copy of this spreadsheet, I have it linked down in the description box. There's space to put all of your makeup and cosmetics inventory. You can see the changes year on year. There's space for Project Pan, everything that you use up, and then a 6-month update. I don't know, if you're a spreadsheet nerd like me, maybe you want that. So let's jump in and take a look at where we're at. If I remember correctly, at the end of last month, we still had 10 products that we were working on, and I have made progress with 7 of them. The first one is with this little brown eyeshadow single. I mean, there's barely any product left in this thing. Do you see? I mean, all the product is just what you can see in that top corner there. That's all that's left. That's got to be another few uses, and that's pretty much it. That'll be done. With the other eyeshadow singles, I have been using the black eyeshadow single, but the progress is so small it feels like it's not worth even showing you this month. And I have not used the grey eyeshadow single at all. Like, it's not even just this month, but this whole year. Like, even with it being in my Project Pan, I mean, knowing that I'm challenging myself to use it up, I still have not reached for it. And I think that that's a really good indication that at the end of this year, I just need to let that go and throw it away, you know? Next, let's talk about the Wet n Wild highlight. So October's been a little bit of a weird month for me because for half of it, I was traveling, and so my makeup use has not been typical. I didn't take this highlight away with me because the packaging is broken, as is the packaging of like everything I own. And I did have another highlight there with fully functioning packaging, so that's what I took away with me. So for that reason, I don't feel like the progress has been particularly great on this month. It obviously would have been better if I'd had that with me for the 2 weeks that I was away. But can you see? I hit the rim there. These are the moments that we live for in Project Pan, okay? There's a lot of frustration in Project Pan. There's a lot of patience that you need to have. There's a lot of irritation at how long it takes to use stuff up. But then you get a moment like this, where you hit the little ledge there after months and months and months of trying, and it's just like a sense of satisfaction. So I've done that. It would be really nice if by the end of this year I could kind of like clear out these 2 corners and just have the whole of that bottom section emptied out. That would be really nice. There's obviously no way on this planet that I would be able to use up the whole of this highlight. I know a few of you have recommended that I put it into like a body lotion, which I will be doing, but even so, it's so much product left. So if I could just clear out the rest of that little bit at the bottom, I'd feel good about that. In terms of numbers, no change. 35 grams last month and 35 grams this month. It is what it is. Okay, next we have the Fern Cotton Sleep Body Spray. Again, not the best progress with this month because I went away and I didn't take it with me. You can see this is where we were last month and we just have a teeny tiny little bit of progress there. I'm not concerned about using this one up though. It should be pretty easy now that I'm back and into my regular routine. Should be able to get through that quite quickly. So I went from 44 grams last month to 35 grams this month, which is a change of 9 grams, which it's less than ideal, but you know what, it is what it is. Okay, moving on to some predictably slow and disappointing progress. It's the Botanics tea tree oil. As per every single month, I'm using this and yet you'd never know it because I had 37 grams last month. I still have 37 grams this month. It sounds like there's a lot still in there. I can almost guarantee that I'm not going to be able to use this up by the end of this year. Maybe by the end of next year we might be onto something. But yeah, it's just very slow progress with something like an essential oil because you only use a couple of drops of it at a time. I wasn't very tactical with my project pan this year, and it sounds it sounds actually quite unhinged to be talking about project pan and literal beauty trash in terms of tactics, but truly you can play a project pan really tactically. You know, you bring in something like a body lotion or a little Yankee votive, and those are really easy to get through. And in the past I've tried to find a sense of balance in the products that I bring in. So powder products take forever to use up, but it's really satisfying to watch the pan grow. Lipsticks take forever and they're just annoying. And then you have other things like body sprays that can be used up pretty quickly, and so generally in the past I'd like to have quite a little variety of things that I can use up quite quickly and things that are going to be more of a slow burn but satisfying. But now we're into the 4th year of my big makeup use up challenge, and the kind of collection of products that I'm pulling from is getting smaller and smaller, and so I'm really just focusing on using up the things that I want to use up and be done with. And that doesn't really make for like the best project pan in terms of like excitement. Would you call a project pan exciting? I would, but anyone else, I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of like slow going here. There's a lot of frustration along the way, but a lot of you say that's why you like my project pans, because I'm working towards an end goal and I'm not going out and like buying a bunch more stuff. Like I truly am just trying to have a minimal makeup collection and genuinely use everything up. So then we come across things like this that I want to use up, but it takes forever and I kind of lose my mind. Do you see this? Literally my hair is growing as we sit and breathe. By the time we get to the end of this video, it's gonna be like 6 foot wide. My gosh. Okay, next let's talk about the NYX Baked Blush in Pinched. I actually did take this with me to the US, even though the packaging is completely trashed. And it held its own. Somehow it did not smash during transit, which is great. Yeah, not very good progress at all with this actually, because last month I had 15 grams and now I have 16. So riddle me that. How do I have more now than I did last month? Maybe next year I'll invest in some more precise scales, because clearly something's not adding up. I don't know, you can't really see much of a difference with it, but trust me, I have been using it. Next, let's talk about the Revolution Mega Bronzer. I did also take this away with me, despite the packaging being destroyed. I have a lid for this, and so I stuck it on top and I wrapped it up in hope that that would be enough to help it survive the journey, and it was not. It made it there, but it did not make it back. So as you can see, I've had to repress this because it did completely smash in my case. But I guess I didn't lose any product during that whole ordeal because I'm at 35 grams, which is the same as where I was at last month. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? When I came home and I saw that this was smashed, part of me was like, well, at least maybe it'll be a few grams lighter. You know, I thought I would have lost some along the way, but apparently I did not spill a drop. So I'm not sure whether this will be more or less satisfying now that we've got all the product in one place. I mean, with having it around the edge, you could kind of see that circle of pan growing every month, and we're not going to have that anymore. But now that I've repressed it, it feels like a lot of product again. It felt like I was almost done, and now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, actually that is quite a lot. Finally, we have the Elegant Touch nail spray, which is the spray that helps your nails dry faster. I used it up. It's done. Get out of my life. Do not look at me. I never want to hear from you again. Get in the empties basket. We're moving on. So, 9 items left in my Project Pan challenge for 2024. How many of them am I realistically going to be able to use up? Probably another 2. Maybe another 3. Definitely not 9. Anyway, I need another coffee now because the jet lag is so real. Remember that I love you so much. You are enough just as you are, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.